Oh, hello.
Oh, hey!
Hello. How's
Happy
it,
June. Or no,
how's
it's not
it
June.
going?
How's it going?
Good. I'm trying to share this to make sure that all of our thousands of people are seeing it. I'm trying
Wow.
to share it on Twitter. It's not working. So, is anybody watching me that can somebody tweet this for me? No. That's
Yeah,
fine.
where's our 25-year-old staffer?
Yeah, we need a staffer. We were talking about this beforehand because America is in the toilet. It was a great pre-call. You guys missed it. Hi,
Hello.
everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're back. We're back, babies. We're back.
One dad, drunk dad. Actually, there's two dads, and we're both drunk.
Yeah, but not yet. But by the end, we need to have goals, right? That's the point.
We need to achieve something.
Why can't I paste? I copied and I can't paste. Maybe I'm just the dumb Rammel.
What happened to your finger, Jim?
Oh, this is Princess Anna
Oh, it is.
from Frozen 2. You'll notice it's much more. There's a lot of fall colors there.
Uh-huh.
Hilarious dad story. I was getting a Band-Aid for my child
Oh.
in the back of a cabinet, and I slammed my finger into the cabinet, and so I just got two Band-Aids because...
That hard, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but at that point, my pain distracted her from her pain.
Very
At some point in the last year, the Band-Aid situation in our house has done a complete 180.
Mm.
Last summer, she was like, Band-Aids. I need a Band-Aid. Huh? Ooh, I need a Band-Aid. Like, give me a Band-Aid. Like, could not get enough of them. Like, she would sneeze and be like, I need a Band-Aid right here. Give me that Band-Aid. This summer, she is just like she'll fall and get up, and the first words out of her mouth are, I don't need a Band-Aid. I don't need a Band-Aid. And then she starts to cry, and I'm like, sweetie, I don't want a Band-Aid. I'm like, can I see? Do you need one? Are you bleeding? Did you chip a tooth? Like, I don't know, because you just went down and came up sobbing, I don't need a Band-Aid. I have no idea when this happened or why or how. But
how was her birthday? We did miss last week because it was your lovely daughter's birthday.
it was delightful and weird and wonderful. I talked to you a little bit, but like it was a very important dad moment because at the end of it, I was positive that I want her to grow up and get friends and leave me and think I'm lame and not talk to me, because it was wonderful to be her best friend and her only friends. And then at the end of the day, I was like, oh, I wish there were some other kids here. I wish there were some other people here. I wish we could share this, like. But it was awesome. We essentially threw a birthday party for 50 people for the three of us. I was saying, like, my wife, Paige, like, she got a Cricut machine for her birthday. So, like, just homemade all the decorations. We blew up balloons. We had streamers. We taped it. I climbed on the ladder, put streamers on the ceiling. Like 48 individual villain stickers, pieces of paper everywhere. Like, and she woke up like it was Christmas morning. She was like,
oh, yes.
Is that Captain Hook?
Oh.
Is that Emperor Zurg? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Keep going. Is that? Like, it just, like, kept going. She kept finding him. It was like an Easter egg hunt with bad guys. So it was great. That part was great.
Good. Yeah, I know how you feel. It's like you don't want to, like, you made this perfect thing. You don't want to just, it's not yours. You want to share it with everybody.
Yeah, like I want other people to see how she is about cake, and the answer is aggressively into it.
Yeah,
like
bicycle this year. Yes,
we got her a bike. Oh, this was hilarious. So if we give her these presents, right? And then we're like, okay, Lane, there's one more present. There's one more big special present, but it's outside.
Oh boy.
Ooh, what is it? I'm like, well, I'll show you. Just hold on. She's like, woo. So I go outside, like I set up the camera, like I got the video camera going, like we got the bike out, Frozen bike, tassels, Olaf, Anna, tags, still tags in the store. She comes outside, she goes, is this a bike? I'm like, yeah. She's like, can I go on it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. Where's the gift? I'm like, are you kidding me?
This
is the gift.
awesome.
I know. And then Paige is like, she's the processor, right? She took some time and then was like, oh, like she wants to be on it all the time. She wants to sit on it and doesn't want to wear the helmet yet. But so that's a point of contention.
She's got trainers, yeah, training wheels. Yeah.
It's got training wheels. It's not like, I mean, it's a real bike, but like it's training wheels that are like, it's a 4-wheel bike essentially.
Yeah. That's great.
But I trust her to fall off of it, so we need to have a helmet on.
Right. They'll always fall.
So yeah, no, it was good. It was a fun day. We had some people visit. We had like do the the yard wave thing, which was excellent because just seeing another human being was like, oh my gosh. Remember the before times?
Remember hugs?
Remember hugs? You can't have one now, but remember? I remember. So yeah, that was that. How have you been, my friend?
We've been good.
How is your child sleeping? And
hey, good question. You know what? It is better.
Okay.
And after our long talk the other night, we had you sort of told me to hunker down and get with the program.
You could say I told everyone to punch your kid.
Yeah. You told me to beat my kid. We were half co-sleeping and half on the putting her down, and she was doing really good with both. Was the thing. So we'd put her down to sleep, and then she'd wake up in the middle of the night, and then we'd bring her into the bed because we used to live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and so her bed was right next to ours, so it was almost a necessity. Now that we're in this new apartment, it's almost like, she could probably try to sleep through the night, but then sleep regression happened. She wasn't sleeping at all. She had to go sleep with us.
It's the worst thing.
It's insane. I love it. That's the worst part. Is that
if I cuddles, right?
If I didn't have to do anything, I would want to wake up with my daughter's butt in my face forever because I love her.
Yes, obviously.
But we have to do stuff, and or just even it turned into a point where one of us would have to go down to sleep at 8 o'clock because
to prep for it.
Yeah, we would have to go down to sleep with her, and then one of us would be like, okay, well, I'll finish the dishes, I guess. but we
pay these bills.
We did a little sleep training. We went back down to business, and after 3 days, she was back to sleeping through.
There's at one point you have to just kind of be an asshole to your kid, and I don't mean that in you have to tell her no. You have to not be a softie.
Right.
This was maybe 2 months ago, and we need to do it again. We gave Lane her first punishment, which was essentially every night we've been watching something for the last half hour of the day, 45 minutes of the day. It's we're quitting. We're going to sit down. We're going to watch TV. And it was taking her longer and longer and longer to get ready. And we would say, if you don't get ready, we're not going to have time to watch Beauty and the Beast. And she'd be like, okay. And then would mess around and then be like, can we watch it now? And every day I was like, yes, because I don't want to do 40 more minutes of parenting today.
Right.
And then one day she was just and we're like, okay, that's it. We're not going to watch Beauty and the Beast. And she brushed her teeth and put on her pajamas. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. And we're like, no. And she was like, what? The betrayal in her eyes. But I'm ready now. And then sobbed, went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and her first words were, I have a great idea. Maybe if I listen with my ears, we can watch Beauty and the Beast tonight. And I was like, I love it. That's a perfect idea. Let's put that in the definitely happening pile.
And honestly, the training or whatever, sleep training and punishing, it's hard. It really is harder on the parent.
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to figure out how to get what they want.
Yeah, and I'm tired. I'm so tired of telling her no. And I confided in you last week that she's asking stupid questions. And it's not that she's The questions don't bother me. What bothers me is she only asks me questions that I have to say no to. Like, Daddy, look at that truck. And I'm like, yeah, it's a big truck, sweetheart. She's like, can I go on it? I'm like, no, of course. What do you mean, can you go on it? It's a moving truck in the street. It's gone. No. Like, Daddy, look at these rocks. I'm like, yeah. Can I throw them? Like, no. I have to think of creative ways to say no. Like,
right.
Those are somebody else's rocks. So let's not right now. Because I'm tired of hearing no. And I'm sure she's tired of hearing no.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, but stop asking me to like rob a bank. Like the answer's no. I don't know.
Can't wait till we get to that part.
I can't.
Hey, we got some books.
We got some books. We got some. You've got a doozy. We're gonna start with a doozy.
You know what? I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about it all week. Well, not all week. I mean, the past few days. The country is in shambles, and we all feel pretty deep and dark in despair. What a good way to like bring us together, but with a book great. Okay.
This is a big. We don't just throw these up there. This is Rammel's book great.
This is actually Anna and I, my wife and I, think this book is so great that we like have talked about like when we're going to read it to winter and like whether or not we want to even put it in the rotation because it's just so good. And you know, I read it today trying to get ready for it, and it's just anyway. This is for us. This is for us to just like have a little breather and just like feel good.
Yeah.
Jonna and the Kings. It's a little too old for my kid right now, and I think it might be a little too old for Lane too. But I just wanted to read it for us grown-ups.
That's what this is all for, man.
Yeah. Jonna heard Saturday before she saw it. Still in bed, she listened to Mama singing Rise over the pop of bacon in the skillet. No bells on clocks went bring. There was no warning from Mama to, girl, stop poking so slow or you'll be late for school. It was just the music of a no-school morning and the smell of bacon and eggs tummy tickling from 2 rooms away.
That's like poetry out of the gate.
I mean, it's so fucking good. Anyway. Jonna yanked open dresser drawers and pulled out jeans, knee socks, and a strawberry-colored T-shirt. Granddaddy would be knocking on the door any minute, and if she wasn't ready to go, he would settle down in the kitchen with Mama. Then they would start talking about the good old days when Mama jumped double Dutch and Granddaddy had all his hair. You certainly are jumpy this morning, Mama said when Jonna ran into the kitchen. Going somewhere? Mama had a teasing way of saying things she already knew. Jonna's baby brother, Rashid, squeezed a lump of fried egg through his fingers. He goggled his eyes at Jonna and screeched, Hannah! Jonna, she said slowly so Rashid's ears could get used to the sound of her name. Rashid laughed, flashing his 2 teeth, and pointed at Jonna with a slice of bacon. Hannah! He cried again.
J's are hard.
Jonna was so excited she hardly tasted her breakfast. She didn't even squirm when Mama worked the tangles out of her hair and twisted it into 2 neat braids. By the time she heard Granddaddy's footsteps on the porch, Jonna's head was full of thoughts about how much fun the day was going to be. Hey, Princess Sugar Lump, Granddaddy said, picking up Jonna and whirling her around until the sweet spin made her dizzy. Granddaddy was Jonna's best friend in the world. She loved the way he looked, his arms and legs skinny as pickup sticks. She loved his voice, which was smooth and growly at the same time. She loved how his hair looked like cotton candy snow. But most of all, Jonna loved how they spent every single Saturday together. Walking down Madison Street with Granddaddy was like strolling a kingdom with a king. Granddaddy knew everyone, and his real name, Otis, was everywhere in the air. He and Jonna joked with the firefighter. They said hello to Mr. and Mrs. Green, out for their morning walk. Jonna saw Kayla, her second best friend after Granddaddy, and Ta-Ta Chip, a dog that belonged to everyone and no one, romped in a rain puddle. Jonna bent down to scratch his wet belly. Granddaddy bought a cup of coffee for himself and an apple muffin for Jonna, and they sat at a folding table on the sidewalk outside Watson's corner store. So, Princess Sugar Lump, what should we do today? Granddaddy always asked the same question. I think you need a haircut, Granddaddy, Jana always answered, even though he didn't really. You know, I believe I do, Granddaddy replied as he always did. Then he finished his coffee. Jana took a last bite of muffin and they headed for her favorite place in the whole world, Terrell's barbershop. The morning was warm and the door to the barbershop was open. Jana took a deep sniff of the sugary smells of shampoo and aftershave and that oily spray that made cut hair shine like diamonds. Then Jana heard the voices coming from inside the barbershop. There was laughing and teasing and bragging. The room was full of kings, just like Granddaddy. As soon as Jana and Granddaddy walked in, the words pretty and sweetheart and there's our baby washed over Jana and made her feel like a real princess. Amos, who played the organ in church, gave Jana a hug, flashing his bright gold tooth as he smiled. Mr. Odell, who worked in the meat market, and Terrell the barber, who talked all the time and never seemed to take a breath, were also there. Jana's seat was an old kitchen chair beneath a black and white picture of Terrell, taken back when the shop was new. The breeze from outside made balls of cut hair dance across the floor, and the 3 big leather barber chairs looked just like thrones. There was always lots of talking, and no matter what the kings talked about, baseball, the old days, a TV show, they always asked Jana what she thought. Let's see what Princess Sugarlump has to say about that, Mr. Odell would declare. Then they would all stop and listen because, as Granddaddy always said, she was a princess, and everything a princess had to say was important. One day, right before Saturday rolled around again, Jana awoke to the sound of her mother on the telephone. Something was wrong. Her voice was too high and her words came out too fast.
Oh, no.
They made Jana hug her pillow as tightly as she could. When Mama came into her room, Jana couldn't look at her. She just stared at her pillow while Mama hugged her tight and told her that Granddaddy's heart had gone to sleep. The king had left his princess without saying goodbye. Lots of Saturdays passed, but to Jana they didn't feel like Saturday anymore. There were no steps on the porch, no knocks at the door, no sweet and dizzying whirl-arounds. Rashid played busily with his toys. Jana, he called, loud and clear, but Jana didn't hear that he had gotten her name right at last. Even though Granddaddy was gone, time kept moving on. One Saturday morning, Jana began walking down Madison Street the way she had always gone with Granddaddy, just to see if the world missed him as much as she did. She said soft hellos to people she met, and they said soft hellos back. Tata Chip wagged his tail in greeting, but Jana walked by without petting him. She stopped for an apple muffin, but its taste made her lonely. No one asked Jana what she thought they should do today. Jana walked past Terrell's barbershop 3 times. She heard the voices and sniffed the sugary smells, but it didn't feel right to go in without Granddaddy. Too much had changed. She was only a princess when a king held her hand. Jana was sure that she didn't belong in the barbershop anymore. If she went in, the other kings would ask her what she wanted, and she wouldn't be able to tell them that she wanted her best friend back. She wanted Saturday to sing its old song. Jana walked slowly toward the barbershop once more, but this time she stopped in the doorway. She stared at her feet and kicked the welcome mat with her toe. The voices stopped. Well, if it isn't Princess Sugarlump, Amos said in that big booming voice of his. It felt strange to hear just one voice instead of all the voices at once. Jana saw Amos smile at her, his bright gold tooth winking hello over and over again. She saw the kings and the deep lines in their faces, lines that grew deeper the harder they smiled. The sun behind Jana seemed to be pushing her inside the barbershop. She stepped inside, and it felt like Saturday again. Her chair was still there beneath the old faded picture. Terrell took Jana's hand as he motioned for her to sit. Then all the king's voices reached Jana at once. Mr. Odell's, Terrell's, Amos's, the words pretty and there's our baby and sweetheart washed over her, just as they used to. Jana kicked her feet and grinned up at the familiar faces gathered around her. Slowly she began to feel like a princess again. Granddaddy wasn't gone. Jana could feel him here among the other kings in this place they both loved.
Yeah. Get out of here, man.
What?
That's great.
Yeah, of course it's great. Yeah, very great.
Yeah, that's gut wrenching and beautiful.
Yeah. It. We got it. Like, I think my mother-in-law on my sister's side. I don't know who that is. How do you say that? My sister.
Oh, I thought you were like, I don't know. Like, I thought you meant like the person. I'm like,
no, I know who she is. Tina. My sister's mother-in-law got this for us. Thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, it's phenomenal. I don't know. It means a lot to us. Like it's in our rotation. It's not in our rotation yet because we don't know what to do with ourselves every time we read it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an excellent like grief book, but it's also just a good book. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it would be a good book in like, oh, I have a like some shit happened to you and let's read a book about that. But also it's just a great story, but like I don't know. Sometimes also I'm realizing like we are weepy adults and like kids are like, okay.
Yeah, I mean because there's a lot of tragedy in growing up, right? I mean like you sort of have to come up.
Now, man. I feel like we're the weepiest dads, and our daughters are just going to be like Mad Max Fury Road because they have to be because they're just like, yeah, man, get it together. We got to go hunt.
You know what I'm going to be what I'm most worried about is that Lane and Winter are going to make fun of us so bad. Like if they were to go into comedy, they would just like.
Oh, I don't care about that. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that to happen. That's going to be the best. Yeah, I worry about it. Like making fun of a person shows you love them. I worry about disdain.
Right.
I worry about like, Dad, I'm cutting you loose.
Yeah,
you're too much of a sad
Dad. You cry too much.
You cry too much. While you were writing me books and letters, other kids' dads were building them bomb shelters,
which we're gonna need
in
the next 18 years. Yeah.
Because it's the year 2021 and we're all eating our canned foods in our bomb shelters. Sorry, here's a book.
Yeah. I felt like, we need a little catharsis, right? Like that's the purpose of literature.
Yep.
It's the purpose of
also really well written. That's the thing. So one of my book bads it's so bad. It's not bad. It's bad. I just don't want to. I don't care enough about it. One of the book bads that I almost did.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why it's bad is because it's so flowery in its language for nobody. Where you know what I mean? Like when you're writing like an adult novel, you can have vibrant language if it's good, right? And when you're writing a kid's book, it's okay to say things like, it was a terrible, rotten, no good, bad day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like this was just. I was just like, you're just right. It feels like you're trying to pad a 5-paragraph essay to like meet the word count, and I was like, this is dumb.
He got the thesaurus out and decided to sort some things out,
and just add length to the like. You're not telling more story. You're just telling the same story slowly with more words. And I was like, I don't care about this book, but a book I do care about, as of one day ago, is called Dragons Love Tacos. This book, a recommendation from some of our loyal followers, the Franzises. You know what I realized? And this is a tip. Here's a pro tip 11 weeks into quarantine. Buy more books, Rammel. Because we would go to the library all the time. And I couldn't think about why books are getting a little stale at home. And it's because we haven't gotten a new book in 11 weeks. So we just ordered this. That's right. $6.95 from each of you. I'm kidding. It's great.
I want to. I mean, like we're not. I don't know if we're ever going to get sponsored, but we signed up for Literati.
Ooh, what is that?
It's a service that you can tell them how old your kid is, and they'll send you 5 books each month, and then within a week you can send the ones you don't like back, and then you can keep the ones you have at like lower than retail price.
Huh? Is that the thing you sent me an email about?
Yeah,
I haven't read it. It's marked unread. It's one of my 21 unread emails, which is how I make sure to eventually give it its due time.
So far we've kept 2 of our Literati books.
Okay.
And then returned the other 3.
We have to get on that because we have library books now that I think are just ours. I think it's like that's the rule. The library's like, start over. You can have that book. when we open. So this is the first new book in our house, which made it a big hit because it's new. Let me put up my sign to talk about it. It's called Dragons Love Tacos.
Uh-oh.
All right, here we go. What I don't like about it, if I may, this has the standard children's book trope of just so many pages that aren't the first page of the story. Like, there's just I'm gonna rip them off and just start on page 1. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. Hey kid, did you know that dragons love tacos? They love beef tacos and chicken tacos. They love really big, gigantic tacos and tiny little baby tacos as well. Why do dragons love tacos? Maybe it's the smell from the sizzling pan. Maybe it's the crunch of the crispy tortillas. Maybe it's a secret. Either way, if you want to make friends with dragons, tacos are key. Hey, dragon, why do you guys love tacos so much? But wait! As much as dragons love tacos, they hate spicy salsa even more.
Whoa.
Yeah, twist. They hate spicy green salsa and spicy red salsa. They hate spicy chunky salsa and spicy smooth salsa. If the salsa is spicy at all, dragons can't stand it. Lane calls salsa slicela. I'm never correcting her. Jerry, can I have more slicela? You sure can. That's what it's called. Why do dragons hate spicy salsa? Well, just one drop of hot sauce makes a dragon's ears smoke.
Uh-oh.
Just one single speck of hot pepper makes a dragon snort sparks. Spicy salsa gives dragons the tummy troubles. And when dragons have the tummy troubles, oh boy. If you want to make tacos for dragons, keep the toppings mild. Tomatoes? Check. Lettuce? Check. Cheese? Check. These are all good toppings for tacos for dragons. Hey, dragon, how do you feel about spicy taco toppings? Blech.
Oh, no.
Dragons love parties. They like costume parties and pool parties. They like big, gigantic parties with accordions and tiny little parties with charades. Why do dragons love parties? Maybe it's the conversation. Maybe it's the dancing. Maybe it's the comforting sound of a good friend's laughter. The only thing dragons love more than parties or tacos is taco parties.
Oh, hell yeah.
Taco parties are parties with lots of tacos. I feel like that doesn't need to be explained, but we're explaining it. If you want to have some dragons over for a taco party, you'll need buckets of tacos, pant loads of tacos. The best way to judge is to get a boat and fill the boat with tacos. That's about how many tacos dragons need for a taco party. After all, dragons love tacos. Hey, dragon, are you excited for the big taco party? Circling it on his calendar. That's how fired up he is.
Taco calendar.
Just remember, dragons hate spicy slicela.
Oh, yes.
Before you host your taco party with dragons, get rid of all the spicy salsa. In fact, bury the spicy salsa in the backyard so the dragons can't find it. These dragons love your taco party. They love the music. They love the decorations. They especially love the tacos. Congratulations. It's a good thing you got rid of all that spicy. Wait a second.
Uh-oh.
What are those little green things in the salsa? Didn't you read the fine print? No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
What?
Dragons, listen to me. Do not eat those tacos. Those little green specks in the slicela, those are jalapeno peppers. They are super spicy. I know you love tacos, dragons, but you are not going to love those tacos. Do not let those dragons eat those tacos. Shoot, Lane really likes that part. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Oh, no.
Too late.
Oh.
Oh, it is Firetown. And then this book takes a twist, not unlike Barnacle is Bored, that I found greatly amusing. Whoops. we burned down the house. And then the faces that are like, oh. Why would dragons help you rebuild your house? Maybe they're good Samaritans. Maybe they feel bad for wrecking it. Maybe they're just in it for the taco breaks. After all, dragons love tacos.
This is good.
Right?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Very pleasurable book.
It's I like the tone. The tone is it's goofy. It's like, hey, take it. Doesn't matter why. So sometimes like books like this are like, well, because see, a dragon is a magical creature that needs. It's just like whatever.
No.
Shut up. You want to have dragons? Is what you need.
Yeah, I love like the secretive tone, and then like it's like looking, like it's like you and the kid are like standing next to each other, and then like, hey, dragon, yeah, dragon doesn't like tacos. Mm-hmm. Hey, dragon, why do you guys like tacos so much?
Yeah, I don't know. Also, you want to throw a dragon party? It sounds like a guy who's just like on the street corner. It's like, you gotta throw a dragon party. I know what you need. You gotta get yourself a boat, fill up with tacos.
That's how much you need. I also like the Chekhov's gun of like they don't like spicy. It's very quick at the top.
That's right. Don't. They can't have it. They can't have it.
Anyway, they love parties. And so you almost forget about it. It's like this coming again. This is not gonna go south.
I also appreciated the they love your party. Congratulations. like as if this book has just been a guide this whole time.
Yeah, there is no baby talk.
Yeah, I want to know, Francis, why do you love this book so much? There is no baby talk. It's very like straight shooter adult talk. Like, look, this whole concept is childish and stupid, right? Like we're talking about dragons eating tacos, but it's not. It's just it's straight shooting. Like everyone should know this, right? Yeah. Like everybody knows dragons love tacos.
It's like if you want to buy a house in Chicago, these are things you gotta look out for.
Yeah,
make sure that basement doesn't flood. You come around during a rain,
right? Mm-hmm. Make sure the basement doesn't flood. Gotta scope out your neighbors.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that book.
It was fun.
I'm gonna pick up Little Dragon Taco book.
We discovered. I think I'm gonna do my book bad now because we discovered that Rammel's book bad.
Oh yeah.
Not unlike the Giving Tree, which will be referenced every episode until the end of time. Rammel and I have starkly different opinions about his book bad. So we're gonna close with that.
Yeah, let's see your book bag because I love diving into Walter Mouse territory.
Guys, I have a type. I have a sweet spot. This one gets the title of Book Insane. It's insane. I actually enjoy reading this one. That's okay. That's so like. Is it a book bad? No, like yes, but this is one of mine where I'm like, this is so batshit nuts that I don't mind reading it. Like I pitch it to her. She'll be like, I want to read Snow White. I'm like, we should read the Persia. Let's read Star of Persia. Like, no, I'm like, that's pretty good though. We should read that one because it's insane. So this is a Walter Mouse spinoff featuring our favorite characters from the Aladdin franchise. Jasmine and the Star of Persia. And all I can say is buckle up. No. Hold on. There's no snow. There's no snow for this one.
Very good.
Bill, it's every time. The Giving Tree comes up all the time. All right, here we go. Jasmine and the Star of Persia. Every night, Princess Jasmine and her husband, Aladdin.
Oh, wow.
So we've been at this for a while. Mm-hmm. would sit on the magic carpet and gaze up at the twinkling sky above them. Then Aladdin would tell a story. What about that star? Jasmine asked one evening. The violet one. Ah, that, said Aladdin. That is the Star of Persia, named after the legendary jewel, the biggest, most beautiful amethyst in the world. Jewel? Said Jasmine, eyes wide with curiosity. According to the legend, Aladdin began, the Star of Persia belonged to a beautiful queen who was wise and fair and kind. But alas, Aladdin said with a sigh, not even great queens can live forever. When this queen died, her subjects hid the jewel in a tower, sure that there would never be one worthy of its beauty again. Cool. This is like a mythological setup, right?
Yeah, I buy it.
Jasmine's eyes twinkled. Tell me, is that story true? Then we turned the page and apparently gave it to somebody else to write. Aladdin shrugged. I don't know. But there's one way to find out, if you really want to. Of course I do, Jasmine smiled. Early the next morning, Jasmine, Aladdin, and their monkey Abu set off on the magic carpet.
I like it's how Abu is now their monkey.
Yeah, right. Like technically, our cat is now our cat, but it's
true.
It's her cat. Like, I wonder if Jasmine hates Abu secretly. like
resents Abu.
Yeah, I got this fucking monkey. Well, like pooping on the floor. Like, I don't like this monkey. Why? Who has a monkey? I had a tiger, and now I can't keep the tiger in the same room as the monkey because the tiger's gonna eat the monkey. Anyway. They flew east, and before long, they were soaring over a tiny kingdom. Look, Jasmine called, pointing to a tower. I wonder if that's where the queen's jewel is hidden. Okay. So we just got in the carpet, flew around, found a tower, and was like, that could be the thing from the 100-years-old legend. When Jasmine and Aladdin touched down, they discovered that the tower was taller than they thought. Iron bars were on the windows, and a thick chain was fastened around the door. It was clear that without a key, or at least a clever genie, there was little chance of getting in. Genie's not in this one. Spoiler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's doing other stuff. All of a sudden, the grumpy-looking guard standing next to the door spoke up. What do you want? He demanded. Jasmine and Aladdin looked at each other. Then Jasmine walked up to the guard and smiled. We've heard about the Star of Persia, she explained, and we've come to see the jewel. So now they've decided this is...
Right.
Turns out it is.
Really?
Oh, yeah, Rammel. I'm afraid that's impossible, the guard said. If you've heard the legend, you should know that no one can see the jewel except a queen as lovely and as worthy as our own. Ah, said Aladdin. Well, please allow me to introduce you to the lovely Princess Jasmine. She's not a queen yet, but she will be one day. Abu gestured proudly at Jasmine, who blushed. Yes, the guard said impatiently. But our queen was very wise. I'm wise too, Jasmine declared. Oh, yes, said the guard. He thought for a moment. Then tell me, what is the square root of 100? Jasmine smiled.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
This is where it's going?
Oh, we're going there.
Okay.
Very wise. Then what is the square root of 100? Jasmine smiled. Using a stick, she wrote out the math problem in the sand. That's easy. It's 10, of course. This is like,
whoa.
Just because you write the square root sign, that's not how you do math. Like, oh, maybe if I just put this little check mark over, of course, it's 10. That's correct, said the guard, who apparently is good at math. Then his eyes narrowed once more. But the answer is still no. After all, our queen was not only wise, she was fair as well. I'm fair, Jasmine assured him. Fair enough to solve that argument over there? The guard asked, pointing to two men who were quarreling. One of them has a fish, the other has a chicken. I'm assuming they're trying to trade, and the exchange rate between chickens and fish might be unclear. But this is the quarrel. It's the reason why I'm explaining this is because this is as much information as you're going to get about this quarrel.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I think so. Jasmine nodded and went over to the men. After a few minutes, she helped them make a deal. So just hand waved what the quarrel was, how she did it, doesn't matter.
Wow.
When Jasmine walked away, the two men were smiling at each other. You did well, admitted the guard, but the answer is still no. For our queen was not only wise and fair. He paused for a moment to sniff and wipe away a tear. She was also very kind. So this guard knew her. So this legend of a star, like, oh, that star is named after a jewel from a queen who died 8 months ago? Like, what are we...
How did Aladdin find this out? Where did this come from? How did Aladdin find this story out?
Because I don't know. I swear to God, he made it up.
Yeah.
And then they got on the carpet and was like, let's go that way. And then they found a tower and were like, this is probably it. And it was. So where are we at? He's crying. Jasmine said, placing her hand on his shoulder. You still miss her, don't you? Then she turned to Aladdin. Let's not bother him anymore, she said. I'll go get him a drink from that fountain over there. He must get thirsty standing in the sun all day. Once I do that, we can be on our way.
So this is kindness.
Now wait.
Oh.
Jasmine hurried to the fountain, which she was surprised to find quite dry. To her relief, however, as soon as she held a jar under it, a stream of cool, clear water came bubbling out. Then, her jar full, she turned to take it to the guard, only to find him and everyone else in the plaza gathered around her, staring. What? She asked. Did I do something wrong? The fountain! Blurted the guard. It hasn't given water since our dear queen was alive. Did you know that only she could make it work? Why no? Jasmine said with surprise. We've known nothing. We thought this was a myth. Many a queen, the guard went on, has been wise and fair and even kind, but no one else has ever been able to get water from this well. As the people bowed, the guard drew a key from his pocket. The guard unlocked the chains, barring the tower door. He led Jasmine up a staircase to a room high at the top. There, on a pedestal bright enough to light the sky, sat the gleaming star of Persia. Oh, Jasmine exclaimed, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It is beautiful, isn't it? Said the guard. And I know how happy our queen would be to know it won't be hidden any longer. What do you mean? Asked Jasmine. I mean, said the guard, that you have proved yourself worthy, Princess Jasmine, to call it your own. And with that, he picked up the jewel and offered it to her. She put it on at once. How can I ever thank you? She asked. By enjoying it, said the guard. Just as our queen did, and promise to come visit us whenever you can. Oh, I will, exclaimed Jasmine. I'll be sure to wear the Star of Persia. She waved to the guard and the townspeople from the magic carpet. What a wonderful day they'd had. And now Jasmine had an incredible story of her own to tell. What?
What?
I mean...
Come on.
First of all, if the fountain is Excalibur, just start with the fountain, man.
Yeah, start with the fountain.
Hey, go turn on that fountain. Oh, you can't? Then I don't need to ask you what the square root of 100 is. And you don't need to get out a stick to write it out and then just know it.
Oh my god.
Hey,
it was made by an algorithm. this story.
The story was made by a bot. This is a Twitter bot that wrote a story. It takes those leaps in logic, right? Where it's like, here's a thing that maybe happened. We should find out if it happened. We go one town over. Turns out it did happen recently there. This guard, like, whose job it is to like defend the jewel, like, puts her through her paces of go solve that fight and do math and bring me water. And you made water go. Your reward is that we are now going to give you this, $1 billion diamond.
I also find it weird that his job is like also guard and also I can decide who gets this.
Yes. He's quite literally like the keeper of the. Yeah, he has a crazy amount of authority for an entry-level security man. Callback. I don't know if this was Zagreba. Was that mentioned by name? I feel like it wasn't. I guess it's is this Persia? I don't know. I
think it was called the Star of Persia.
Yeah, I don't know what elements of the Middle East exist in Aladdin Town.
And I mean, Aladdin didn't even have to be in this story.
No, other than to like pull a story out of his ass, because apparently a nightly ritual they have while married is like, tell me stories, Aladdin. And Aladdin's like, okay.
He's like, there's a jewel in a tower, and she's like, that must be true.
Yes, let's go there. But then it was true.
Yeah. It's
a little weird in the movie. If we talked about this, I'm sure we've talked about this. They sing A Whole New World, and they very clearly go from Baghdad to Egypt to China.
Yeah.
They've got to be traveling at like Mach 7 and just losing pieces of their skin.
I mean,
how are they singing at that speed?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a small world, after all.
Not that small. Not cover the whole Middle East in one Ellen Menken ballad small.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Aladdin, but I never liked that love song for some reason. I always have been.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to deny this. First of all,
you love Aladdin, right? Love Aladdin.
Aladdin's my favorite one. Aladdin is my favorite
one of all of them.
As a kid
of the golden age, the 90s.
Yeah, for sure. Like, so it was my favorite growing up.
Yeah.
With a bullet. Like, it was absolutely hands down. Like, the genie is my favorite character. Like, I wanted to be the genie. Like I went into Aladdin like, I don't want to watch this Disney cartoon. It's and then I left and I was like, this was the best. We saw it in the theater. I was like, this was the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Had the VHS tape, wore it out, and she loves it. Her favorite character in all of the Disney canon is Jafar.
Yes.
Because she's insane.
Weird child.
So then logically, we spend most of our time reading we have 4 of these books that are the discount. Look at this. There's 19 stories in here.
It's great.
They're all bad.
Oh boy.
And so then I have to think about it. The original Aladdin, I have very little things to discuss. The spin-offs, they're rife with problems.
Well, I mean, I think that's the problem. I mean, there was a lot of. I remember as a young man watching Timon and Pumbaa. Do you remember this show? It's on Disney Plus now, so we can discuss it even further. But it's just the adventures of Timon and Pumbaa.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, on the first one, they end up they're on a deserted island, and it's very strange. And it's who are you? Who wrote this? Who decided that this had to be a thing? And it's it's just money making.
Do I have? I hope I still have the pictures on my phone. Paige from the library. Paige bought a DVD out of a bin, and this is trash. This movie's trash, by the way. The drop off in animation quality. Here's the thing. So having not watched Aladdin since 1998, and then watching it for the first time with Lane, right? It is beautiful. It is beautifully directed. Like the camera, I know there's no camera, but like the camera moves and stuff in that movie are amazing. And then like Return to Jafar, which she loves, and I think she forgot it's a thing. We haven't watched it in a while. Was made in a weekend, and just it's just side scrolling Saturday morning garbage. And you're like, oh, this.
But like the genie has like his wristbands back. Which is weird to me.
It undoes everything, and it's like, well, or like the genie like comes back from his vacation. He's like, I've been all around the world, and now I'm bored, so I could do more magic for you for free. Yes, same actress, but a lot more. Oh, Aladdin.
Weird.
Hey, what do we do? I want to have anyway. Paige bought a DVD out of a bin. If I have the picture, here we go. Yes. So Paige bought a DVD from the library for like $1, and it was like three princess stories. Like each one was like 22 minutes. The Cinderella one was just Cinderella. It was just clips of Cinderella in a smaller. So it was like a storybook frame. So it's like 1/3 of the screen is just like a border that looks like a book. Yeah. And then it's Cinderella telling the story of Cinderella. So it's an original adventure, but it's not. It's just Cinderella reminding us of Cinderella.
Oh, weird.
The Ariel one is about how a rhyming blowfish wizard makes it so every time Ariel laughs, like avalanches happen under the sea. So she can't laugh because he hates laughter. That's that one. And then the Aladdin one is about like a wizard and girl wizard who fight about whether or not Aladdin would love Jasmine no matter what. So she decides to slowly turn her into a snake. And so this is like a 22-minute episode of Jasmine slowly turning into a snake until Aladdin also turns into a snake to prove that he loves her. And my daughter loves it.
Oh, no.
It is bananas and awful. He's there, though.
You see the little guy with the teeth?
Are you asking?
I'm asking Bill, I guess, because
who Jason Alexander is, or are you asking who Jason Alexander is?
Yeah.
Like,
Jason, guy with teeth, right?
He's little. He's short. He's got teeth. Let's describe
him.
Should
we get into this?
Let's get into it. Let's bring it home.
All right. So this guy.
Hold on.
This is Pop Fish, okay? And God bless her. I love my mother-in-law. I don't know if she's watching. Hi, Mom. Pop Fish. She got us this book. Bad. She even admits it. She was like, "This might be a book bad." Okay. All right. Book bad. Pop Fish. Hey, Francis and Charlotte, you decide. The Pop Fish. Deep in the water where the fish hang out lives a gloomy swimmer with an ever-present pout. I'm a pout fish with a pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. This is how I read it to Winter, too.
Mm-hmm.
Along comes a clam with a wide-winning grin and a pearl of advice for her pal to take in. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your crosstown frown, don't you think it's time to turn it upside down? Says the fish to his friend. Nice thought, Miss Clam. I hear what you're saying, but it's just the way I am. I'm a pout fish with a pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a jellyfish. He floats through the ocean, his tentacles all trailing in a gentle locomotion. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your daily scaly scowl, I wish you wouldn't greet us with a grimace and a growl. Says the fish to his friend, Mr. Jelly, I agree. I'd like to be more friendly, but it isn't up to me. I'm a pout fish with a pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub.
That's great.
Along comes a squid, quite a slender, squiggly sight. She is squirmy, she is squelchy, she is slightly impolite. Hey, Mr. Fish, you kaleidoscope of mope, how about a smile, a little joy, a little hope? Says the fish to his friend, Mr. Squid, I would try, but I haven't any choice. Take a look and you'll see why. I'm a pout fish with a pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. I see that. Shut up. Don't talk about me in the comments. Along comes an octopus with 8 great arms, covered on the underside with tiny sucker charms. This rhyme annoys me. Okay, outside of the message of this book, tiny sucker charms means nothing. He's just trying to rhyme something.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mr. Fish, let me tell it to you straight. Your hulky, bulky sulking is an unattractive trait. Says the fish to his friend, Mr. 8, my chum. With a mouth like mine, I am destined to be glum. I'm a pout fish with a pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub.
Mm-hmm.
Now along comes a fish in a silent silver shimmer. The gang has never seen before this bright and brilliant swimmer. She approaches Mr. Fish, but instead of saying hey, she plants a kiss upon his pout. Then she swims away. Mr. Fish is most astounded. Mr. Fish is just aghast. He is stone-faced like a statue. Then he blinks and speaks at last. My friends, says Mr. Fish, I should have known it all along. I thought that I was pouty, but it turns out I was wrong. I'm a kiss fish with a kiss face.
Yeah.
Spreading cheeries all over the place. So I'll smooch, smooch.
But then do you actually smooch Winter all those times?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Okay.
I do. But you know what I'm teaching her, right?
Yeah, what's okay. So all right, let's
Your happiness is dependent on
let's just quickly get a cross sample of what's the message?
well, the message is you can't be you can't choose to be happy, which is you have to have somebody like provide something for you. You need you like as a like she has to kiss him in order for him to be like happy.
Go ahead, you get it all out. Get it all out.
No, answer my question.
Maybe it's an opportunity to see that you were wrong about what you thought you were. It's not
opportunity.
It's not about the kiss. It's like I thought that I liked to tap dance, but turns out I'm just good at basketball. But I didn't know it until somebody handed me a basketball. I thought I was
handed him a basketball. You know what it is?
Pouting.
A little fishy boner, and he decided that he wanted to be a little. He wanted to go have sex with the shimmerfish.
Okay, first of all, the shimmerfish put the moves on him and is a lady, so it's empowering.
Sure.
First of all, it's all about perspective. I'm gonna do my best to both unite with Bill and alienate Bill by saving the pow fish and dunking on the gilly tree. All in one move. Can there be a book neutral? No. The world, there's no room for vague anymore. Just yes or no, good or bad.
Good, bad.
Here's what. First of all, I'm gonna throw this into the category of like. The Beatles. Can we agree the Beatles are fantastic?
Sure. Yes. I love the Beatles.
This is a song, or this is a book, not unlike "She Loves You." Yeah. Is there a lot to it necessarily? No. She loves you. Yeah.
So okay. I mean, like I'm telling you, as like sadness is one thing, being glum is one thing. Like I'm a curmudgeon. I'm a self-proclaimed curmudgeon. Any one of my friends who would watch this show, who who like they didn't know I'm just a grump. I can be a grumpy guy as best
Sure.
as I can. And like, if it only took, Lord, if it only took just a little kiss to solve like the curmudgeoniness.
Doesn't it though? When she waddles up to you and goes da da and like eats your nose, what's your curmudgeon there? What's your problem?
No, nothing. No.
Are you pouty, Rammel, or are you just a kiss daddy?
I mean, I become, of course, a kiss daddy.
Yeah.
But I choose to be a kiss daddy. And it is, and like, that is the thing, is that like, I actively choose to fight against my curmudgeoniness all the time. And it is a choice. So Pow Fish could have made the choice actively of his own free will, of his own volition, instead of being brought out by some dame coming out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Somebody nobody's ever seen before. Some floozy. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said floozy.
Yeah, it's the worst thing you could say in 2020. I'm reminded of a little story called Star Wars.
What?
Where Luke Skywalker could have gone out of his way to find old Ben Kenobi, but he didn't. Ben Kenobi found him. So is it different? Is it different?
You're saying that the call to adventure for Pow Fish is this girl kissing on him?
Yes.
Nah.
Because it opens the door. You're not just a farm boy. You are a Jedi. You're not just a pout fish. You're a kiss fish. You got to get out there and find your smooches.
You know what I think this is?
First of all, go back to She Loves You. Yeah. The music of this book, the rhyming is excellent. It's excellent, you kaleidoscope of mope. Swims through the ocean with a gentle locomotion.
Not saying I don't dislike the rhymes. Not saying I don't dislike. I mean, like the sucker charms, kind of annoying. But I mean, like I actually like. I love this book, and the reason why I dislike it is because it is the Garden State of books. All right, we want to talk about movies.
Okay.
So like this guy can solve his depression because he found a girlfriend. Like that's this.
I don't think he does. I don't think he finds a girlfriend. I think
it's in the end. It's them in the end. Look, big old smooch between the two. Between Fish and Pow Fish.
Wait, go back. Go back one page.
Yes.
I want you to see that all that. No, he's kissing the squid. He's kissing the jellyfish.
And then he kisses on the lips.
Is that the same
Natalie
one?
Portman, Zach Braff, and Natalie Portman right here.
Is that Natalie Portman from 3 pages ago? It might be. Go back to who's the one that gives her the first kiss?
He gives the first kiss to.
No, go back one page. Go back a page. Go back. Go back to the.
He gets the kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the same kiss at the end. Fine.
Yeah, so,
but my point is, I don't think he gets a girlfriend. I don't think that his life is better because he got a girlfriend. I think his life is better because he realizes instead of spreading pout, instead of spreading mope, he can spread smooches. He can spread positivity. And it took somebody, hold on, it took somebody delivering unasked for, where is this? It wasn't an unasked for kiss. It was an unasked for gift of positivity and love that he realized I can spread love instead of spreading mope. And it took somebody, it's like pay it forward, right? Like, it's like, oh, cool. I got love. I'm a kiss fish. I was wrong. This is how my face looks. Also, it's a little bit about just having like resting bitch face, which like is a thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but he wants, like, he even says throughout, it's like, I wish I could, but I can't because this is who I am. There's something innate in me that makes me, there's something innate about my face, about my feature, about who I am.
You've never met someone so powerful that it challenges who you think you are?
Yeah, of course. My wife. My wife.
Wow.
My child. Yeah, had to love you, baby. But I mean, yes, things have changed. Like I have allowed myself to change me. I have allowed others to change me. But I think that if every willy-nilly, like somebody who made me feel good, I like latched onto that person and then allowed that to change my entire personality, I would like second guess like what's going on up here. Actually, that's like borderline personality disorder. Okay.
Oh wait, what? Hold on. Pump the brakes. Legit. Not. I love the women in my house. They have it. We used to call Lane's resting baby face, RBF. We call it resting baby face because like this was just her baby face all the time. It was adorable. So we relate. We relate, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't look like a happy person in real life.
You aren't a happy person in real life because you don't like the pow pow fish.
Yeah, well,
this book is a delight. So I actually missed this book. I'm bringing it back out tomorrow. That's what I've decided.
I mean, it's good. It's good. I just wish it didn't end this way. I wish he like. I wish all of his friends had gotten together and was like, you know what? We need you and we love you and we will accept you no matter what. And then that changed him. Because like he realized that like, you know what? My friends love me and they don't care that I'm a pow-pow fish. You know what? I'm going to be better. I'm going to make them happy.
I'm going to do like a text analysis this week. I need to go get it. It's upstairs in the cabinet.
Yeah, you should. I mean, because everybody, all of the people who like bother him are his friends. They say it explicitly in the text. This girl who's like,
man.
Some whatever.
Have you ever been to college?
Yes.
I mean, sometimes it just takes one. It just takes one. He's the kaleidoscope of mope. He's with your crosstown frown. I haven't read it in a long time, but I remember some of those.
That's good. Yeah, kaleidoscope of mope. Yeah, Ocean and Gentle Locomotion is like a solid run.
Yeah, and so reading it to Lane, the infant, I always appreciated the rhythm of it, right? Like, I'm a pow fish with a pow blub blub blub, and like she always thought that was funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the end, and it's that smooch. You give her all the smooches. So like musically, and that's not to be overlooked, right? Like the number of children's books that rhyme that just abandon their rhyme scheme like on page 4 and are like, I don't know, syllables are hard. I started this and then this was hard, so I just quit or changed it. It's like this is consistent. The pages are like 2 stanzas and then the response and then the chorus, right? Like every time, and they're good, they're clever. And yeah, I don't think it's that this guy. I don't think it's that this pout fish. Now you got me thinking about it like a Zach Braff.
Don't get me wrong, because I mean, like when I first read it, I was like, this is good. But then when I thought about it for after a while with the lady, I was like,
listen, you're free to not like it. I'm telling you why I love it. You're free to like The Giving Tree and be wrong. This is America.
No, of course. I mean, like, you know, I'm just saying that, like, I also appreciate this rhyme scheme, and we've been reading it to Winnie like almost every day.
She's gonna love it. I think that's the other thing. Lane, when Lane was first old enough to waddle over to like the pile of books and pick a book and bring it back to us, this one was consistently like at the top.
Yeah.
He would be like, read me this book. So I think part of it is the fact that like she loved having it read to her, was like, oh, like you like this book. So it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what the message is.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter at this point.
Like, oh, this is an allegory for the Nazi party. Whatever. You love it and you're cute. What isn't at this point?
Hey, that's all our books. We're at 1:10 tonight.
Wow, we ran long.
Yeah.
You started with that tearjerker, man.
You know.
We almost got Weepy Dad out of the gate. You can't start Weepy Dad.
I wanted to. I need a cry. I need a good cry. We all need a good cry right now.
I think so. Lane turned 3 immediately. And I mean that in that, like, since she's been 3, she's a threenager. Like the day. She's just like, don't, like, she'll ask for something and you can't do it fast enough and then as you're doing it, she's yelling at you for doing it. It's just like, Daddy, where's my giraffe blanket? Where's my giraffe blanket? And I'm like, here, it's here. She's like, no, I wanted to get it. I'm like, so like, I've gotten to the point to where I've just decided that once a day, sounds bad, once a day, I'm just going to make you cry. And by that, I mean, like, I'm going to dig my heels in. I'm going to stand my ground. And instead of resetting the blanket so that you can get it, I'm just going to say no. And she's going to go and sob. And then at the end of that, she feels better. And she says, I feel better.
Mm.
You know? So we all need a good cry. We all need a good cry. No, I can't. I don't know when this, I mean, I know when this happened. It happened on her 3rd birthday. But we're both, Paige and I are like, is this a joke? Like, is there like literally a setting where it's just like crank, crank, crank? Like, you're 3 now, guns blazing, negotiating everything, and you can't. It's like a hostage negotiation where it starts with murdering a hostage. And it's like, whoa. And it's like, yeah, I'm serious. Now I want a helicopter. And you're like, okay, I'll get it. And then we murder 2 more hostages. It's like, just stop killing hostages.
Well, I mean, like, that's Lane's super right. So do you think, like, the party and, like, the birthday and, like, deciding, like, this is our thing, like, she was like, oh, okay, well, I've hit a milestone. I'm going to start doing things my way. Or, like, I'm going to start asserting myself.
I think there's a little bit, we've been making a big deal about her being a big girl.
Yeah.
Like, she's going potty.
Yeah.
Doing that for 6 months. But, like, you know, mostly we're using that now when she's doing something that's annoying. And we'll be like, well, that, like, you're a big girl, and big girls don't do that. And she's very much like, I'm a big girl. Like,
right.
She knows she's a big girl. And she'll still ask, is it my birthday? And we'll say, no, but you're still 3. She's like, I'm still 3. I'm still a big girl. I'm like, yes. And then she's just like, yeah, she's I don't know.
Hey,
how did you, Carly and Bill, how did you, well, A, survive it, 2, presumably not murder your child? There are times in the day where my new strategy has been loudly telling her how much I love her. Like, oh, I love you so much. Which is me not swearing at her. Because it's going to come out because I'm so frustrated by something.
I like that you're, like, 2 miles down the road. Like, not, like, physically, but, like, in time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, okay, I'm going to prepare for this. So I'm going to just, like, so yeah, sleep regression is one thing, but, like, I'm going to happily enjoy, like, my baby who, like, consistently loves me no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, and she was so, she consistently loves me until Paige shows up. And vice versa. Like, her favorite, we've joked about this for 3 years. Her favorite parent is always the other one. Yeah. So whichever one's not here, if we're both here, it's a toss up. But, like, when it's just her and me, it's like, where's mommy? Like, I don't know. It's been 11 weeks. I don't know. She went somewhere.
It's funny with the pandemic. It's like we're working from home, and it's always like the one who's working definitely is the mom that you want.
Yes, the parent you want is the one that's not here. The one that you want the most is the one that's not paying attention to you.
Yeah. It's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, man. All I can do is blaze this trail and throw breadcrumbs back at you and tell you. I will say, it's every age she's been since birth, with one exception, has been my favorite age. So when she was an infant, it was obviously my favorite. And when she was like 3 to 6 months old, I'm like, this is my favorite. And like when she was 1, when she was 2, when she was, and like even now, there are parts of it that are my favorite because she's like the most with it, that she's, you know what I mean? And like she's like straight up goofy.
Yeah.
Like what she say to me? She's like, today she told me about her friend Up Down Up Down. I'm like, what? She's like, my friend Up Down Up Down from something. And I'm like, what is that? She's like, maybe you'll see him tomorrow. I'm like, okay. Paige and her do this bit where it's like she'll say something and Paige will be like, okay. And Lane's like, okay. And this goes on for like 8 minutes.
Oh, fascinating.
I read that wrong for a minute. I thought this sounded like she has a confidence issue. Like all females are better than her. But you're saying all females in her eyes are superior, as they should be. This might be TMI for the internet. We're also learning the difference between boys and girls, and that mommy and Lane are the same, and that daddy's different, and it's weird. There's a lot of giving information to strangers that they don't need to have about how mommy and Lane are the same, and daddy's different. Like, yeah, this woman's just on a walk. Please let her go. Please let her continue her walk. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Oh, every year, every age she's been is my favorite, except for the age that Winter's in, or just getting out of now. The like 12 to 14 month phase. Yeah, my least favorite. She's learning to walk, but sucks at it, but insists on it, and only does it near sharp objects. Like is starting to make connections, but has no ability to express anything other than rage. Yeah. Like it was my least favorite because most of it was spent like this, just like everywhere I walked was
just like waiting for
like my back hurt for like 3 straight months because she wants to walk, but you have to like hold her hands and like do this shit. And then it was just like, I wish I could talk to you. I wish I could just tell you to chill out.
Yeah, that's a real thing. I mean, we're having full-on conversations now, which like Anna and I have been talking. It's like just blows our mind. Like, we made a person that can talk to us. Yeah. Like now, like we were telling her because tomorrow she's gonna go over to my mother-in-law's house, and she's like, you're going to, and she was like, Mimi's. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And she'll like put her little head on her arms, and just like be like, and then sometimes it'll mean something. And it's, it's actually, this age, we haven't hit that. I mean, even with the sleep stuff, even with the teeth stuff, I've always been like super, I don't know. It's been.
I loved her in the moment, but in 3 months from now, when your kid is sleeping like a dream and is smarter and better at walking, you're going to realize how much
this sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. This was way better than what we just had.
She's always been kind of an expert too. Not to like brag or anything, but she was like always kind of an expert at walking. Like the second she could do it, she was like, "Oh, I know how to do this." Yeah. And then just like did it.
Maybe it's user error. Maybe Lane.
I mean, it's all custom, right? Like each one of these things is like they're their own thing. Yeah. Everybody talks. It's like it might be like this. It also might be like this. Right. And you just never know.
No. And even like kid to kid, you don't know. Even your own kid to kid. Like my oldest kid is nothing like my middle kid was nothing like my youngest kid.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Because people are individuals.
I know we were saying like I have no good advice to you on like sleep regression because Lane just slept. Yeah. Like people are like, how did you do the like Ferberizing thing? Like we didn't because she just slept. Like, well, what happened when she cried? I'm like, we would run to her immediately because it happened 5 times. And every time she was in danger. Every time like her leg was stuck in the crib and she would just start screaming. We're like, oh, we're just going to go to you. And then she would fall asleep and ignore us.
I love our kids. I love our kids.
All right. That's on that note. This has been great.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again soon.
Good hanging.
Good night, ladies.